I know it's an interim belt, and there's always a little asterisk with that, but it's still a UFC belt. So I just wonder what the excitement level is like for you right now ahead of this moment.
Yeah, I saw Figgy was saying this is a cardboard belt, it's a plastic belt, but it's still a world title, and I got to respect that. And this is everything I work towards. So he's not here, I'm here. I'm staring, squaring off against Brandon, and we get to run it back. So I'm excited.
I mean, obviously you've been talented throughout your entire run, but these last three fights, especially, I mean, you've just looked absolutely phenomenal. Is there something different, a key that you can point on and say like, this is what clicked to get me in this current form?
I've said it in the Cody Garbrandt lead up fight where I was saying I stopped chasing that. I stopped chasing the becoming the champion and started believing it, and I feel like that's definitely what you're seeing. What you're seeing in the cage is just a product of the hard that work that we're putting in at City Kickboxing. I train with world champions day in and day out. Alex, Izzy, I know what it takes. I know the mindset they have, and it's about having high standards, ticking off all the boxes, and I've done that this in my last few fights, and for this fight, I've taken no shortcuts. I'm ready to go wherever this fight goes. It's a 5 round fight, my first one. But I'm at this stage where it doesn't even matter who I'm fighting. Brandon Figueiredo is not about that. It's about love yourself, and I'm just more than ready to become a world champion.
Is this a fight that you either A, like knew you'd see this guy again, or B, like really wanted to see this guy again? I mean, is this a fight you needed to have back?
Yeah, it's a fight that I always wanted to run it back, and it's all about timing. The guy that fought Brandon back in the 2019 isn't the same guy that's fighting him this Saturday. Just some completely different headspace. Being a father now, being a husband, going through more experiences, and just leveling up everywhere. And I feel like the self belief is the difference now. Before I didn't really believe it. Now, I truly believe I'm going to be a world champion, and that just comes from the training, the preparation, who I surround myself with, home life, balancing all of that, and just having fun while I'm doing it. So when you're doing all of those things, that's when great things happen. So um, I'm not naive. I know Brandon's done well since that fight, and that gave me a lot of confidence as well, knowing that after our fight, he went on to win a world title. So it just reassured me I'm fighting the best guys in the world. But he's had his time. He's had a taste of being a UFC world champion, and now it's my time. So, beating former world champions, beating guys that have never lost before, you're seeing this evolution in my game, and you're seeing that confidence. And I've got the momentum, and I plan on walking into hostile territory Saturday night. This is close to Mexico, being in Texas, in Dallas, Texas. So I welcome it. I want to feed off that energy. I love that pressure. That's where I thrive. So I can't wait to get my hand raised come Saturday.
You want to take it personal when you get booed?
I don't take it personally. I welcome it. Boo me. Want to see me lose. I thrive in that. That's what my opponents did. That was their downfall when they overlooked me, underestimated me, and counted me out. And I'll never count myself out. I'm always in a fight. Even if I'm breathing, I'm still in it. And I know everyone back home in New Zealand and Australia are going to be watching this, and they're going to be tuning in. And I plan on being the next or the third world title holder at City Kickboxing.
Yeah. You mentioned your teammates, obviously the championship level experience. Is there one piece of advice or one thing that they told you that stuck with you the most of like how to handle this week?
Yeah, like I've seen obviously them do fight week and defend their belts many times before, so I knew what was to come. More media obligations, more attention, more people wanting you. So I expected it. It's nothing overwhelming for me. It's something that I've kind of prepared for. So one thing I've taken away from Izzy and Alex is they never count themselves out. They never doubt themselves, and they've always got the self belief that is why they're defending their belts for a very long time. And I feel like that's the key here, where that belief is everything. And having Eugene in my corner, where he's done this many times before, having that calm voice in your head, in your ear, telling you exactly what you need to hear. I feel like it's great timing. Look what we've done in the last 2 years in this pandemic. Had to quarantine every time, had to do MIQ, didn't have coaches in my corner. So I didn't have the ideal situation and lead ups, but look what we've been able to do. So now everything's back to normal, even playing field. And I'm just ready for everything. I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm peaking at the right time. I'm in my prime of my career, and it's my time.
I'm curious what they've told you, whether it be coaches, whether it be teammates, about like this moment. Like in one way, you want to treat it like it's any other fight, right? Like you just want to do what you've always done. But on the other hand, you're fighting for a UFC world title. I mean, you kind of want to embrace the special moment, right? So what have they told you in terms of finding that balance?
I feel like the big thing here is just stay present, stay in the moment. Soak everything in. Enjoy the process. Don't let it just don't just try to get through it. Just enjoy it, and that's when you're at your best. When you're actually having fun and you're not looking at the end result. You're just looking what's in front of you and taking it as that. So you're seeing that in my fights where I'm a lot more composed. I'm a lot more, I guess, zen, and in the moment I see everything happening. Everything's kind of in slow mo in my head, and that's just the evolution that I've come from in the sport through the highs and lows, ups and downs. But we keep turning up, and here we are now, a few days out from fighting for a world title.
The last thing for me, obviously, you clearly can't look past this weekend, but you win the title. Does it immediately become important that you do see Deiveson next, or is it like, hey, if he still wants to hang out on the sidelines, I'll just keep defending this cardboard belt,
Well, he's going to be there Saturday night, so he can sit back, enjoy, eat his popcorn, hopefully not put on too much weight, because once I get past Brandon, I'd love to square off against him. I know it's going to happen. I know he's injured at the moment, but I'd love to do it on my side of the world in Australia or New Zealand. I know Alex is pushing for a fight there, and I'd love to share a card with my teammates and do it in front of my friends and family. The last few years we've had to travel and do it in hostile territory, so obviously not looking past Brandon, but that's how I see things happening. So Figueiredo can wait, even though this is a cardboard or plastic belt. It's still a world title, and he's not here. He didn't turn up, and you could just sit back and enjoy the show.
Over here, we just had Anthony Smith in here, and he was saying that he doesn't quite understand when fighters say they have to change their camp to prepare for a 5-round fight rather than 3 rounds, because it's not like their lungs are getting any bigger or stuff like that. So I'm curious if you're in the same mindset, or if you actually did change up this camp to prepare for a 5-rounder.
Nah, so what we do at City Kickboxing, Eugene's already come up with a system to prepare us for 5-round fights already. And he told me this before I started my camp. So when I was in my camp, I was like, so do you want me to do extra hills, extra sprints, extra conditioning? And he's like, our system is actually set up for you to fight for world titles. So that's the kind of caliber of team that I have around me that have already been preparing me for years of what was to come. So now that we're here, we haven't really changed any system. We haven't had to go to any new camp, haven't brought in any new coaches. We've had Alex come over, which is awesome, and feeding off their energy. So there's something special that's happening at the gym at City Kickboxing, and just being there. And I didn't go to Vegas. I could have gone, but I wanted to put my best foot forward, and I didn't go over and support Alex and Izzy in their fights because I got my own title to win. I got my own belt to win. So I got to respect that. And now we're here fight week, full confidence, not having to play catch up. My weight's good, mentally, emotionally, physically, peaking it all at the right time. So I'm just focused, dialed in, and ready to win a world title.
Well, on the flip side of that, saying you didn't change anything at camp, Brandon has changed his camp completely. Now he's in Kansas City. Are you expecting a different fighter, or is it like something like Tyson Fury once said, where during the fight you always just kind of fall back into what got you to the dance to begin with?
Yeah, he can change up his camps and get new looks and new coaches. I just wanted to bring his best version. I feel like I was a bit disrespected in the Cody Garbrandt fight when people were saying, look how washed up Cody looks. Anyone can beat him, but it's because I made it look that easy. Every target, every shot that I landed was on the target. Everything that I did in that fight was picture perfect. And when you really break down what I did in that fight, then you can actually appreciate it. So come Saturday night, I'm going to show that I'm on another level. I'm going to show that it doesn't matter if you're training at a new camp. You can bring in whoever you want. It doesn't even matter who I'm fighting. I just believe that I'm going to be the best. I believe I'm going to be a world champion, and that's just how confident I am.
Hey, Kai.
Yep.
Back in the first fight, kind of in the later rounds, like Brandon really started feeling himself. Like he was kind of flexing and doing a little bit of yelling. Do you remember that part? And did that kind of get under your skin at all?
Yeah, I feel like I'm not making any excuses. That fight, the weight cut was an issue for me. So my legs weren't there in that fight. And I feel like when he was doing all of that, I wanted to fire back and push more, but my body just wasn't reacting like it usually would be. So, like I said, I'm a different guy since then. And if he wants to do that this fight, stick his tongue out, get all the antics, all the stuff that doesn't actually matter, I'll be pointing to the ground and saying, let's swing. I'm not moving. I'm not taking a back step. And this is the people's main event. I feel like people are really sleeping on this fight that don't really watch the flyweights, but we're in this co-main event for a reason. We both come to fight, and I feel like it's going to be a dogfight. So if this goes 5 rounds, a bloody back and forth war, I'm ready to take it there. So yeah, I feel like you can't really go back on that fight and say it's going to be the same, because it's not. We're not on the same level, and he's gone on to win the belt, so he's got that confidence. He's had a taste of gold, and where I'm at in my career, it's all about momentum, and I'm on a 3-fight win streak, beating guys that are best in the world, and that's what I'm going to show on Saturday night.
Kai over here. Pantoja's been making a lot of noise, wanting an interim title fight. He's beat both you and Moreno in a tough house before. What do you make of his campaign to get a title shot?
Pantoja, yeah, he's definitely, I guess, one of the top guys in this division. But his downfall is you can't wait to get a title shot. You got to go out there and show why you deserve it, and that's what I did. No one wanted to fight Askar Askarov. Ask everyone in that top 5. Everyone was avoiding that fight. After the Cody fight, they asked me, "What do you want to do?" I said, "I want to fight someone in that top 5. I'm not going to sit around and just wait on a win. That's not going to do anything. That Cody wasn't ranked. I have to beat someone in this top 5." And they gave me the toughest matchup, someone that I stylistically is the worst matchup, someone that should have won. And that fueled my fire. I was in there to prove a point and show how far I've come. And that's what I did. I went out there and showed why I'm the next contender. My actions are my loudest voice, not my talking. So that's why I'm in the position I'm in. I've earned this. I've put myself in this position. I haven't just waited and conveniently got this spot. It's come from hard work. So that's the difference. Maybe Pantoja should take some notes.
You mentioned that you guys have got, so to your right, you got something special going at the gym down there. How cool is it to have Israel and Alex coming to watch you and support you this week?
Yeah, that's just the type of team we are. It's like family. I was in their camps. At this, they fought in the middle of my camp, and I've seen the hard work that they've put in. I've seen what they've had to do over the years to retain their titles, fighting the best guys in the world. And when they found out I was having a world title fight, and they said, hands down, we'll be there. We won't be there for the whole week, but we'll definitely be there for the fight. So it would be awesome to have them, ringside, appreciating my work, and that's what it's all about. Just showing up for each other. When the team is away, other teammates step up and give their bodies to help you, and that's just how it is. So we're the best gym in the world, City Kickboxing, coached by Eugene Behrman, and we're about to get a 3rd world title.
And if you look at the work that you guys have done, Israel and Alex especially, do you think it's about time that you guys are able to demand, okay, look, we had to go through all this to fight during COVID. We had to come up to all these places. Now it's time that collectively as a team, we are able to demand you guys come down here.
Oh, definitely. Look at this wave that the Anzacs are having right now. Not just our gym at City Kickboxing, but Tai Tuivasa, Jake Matthews, Josh Kulabau, Jamie Malaki. All these guys are putting on absolute clinics in their fights. And it's about time the UFC come back down and reward everyone for what they're doing and give the people what they want to see. We really miss it back there. And it would really pick everyone up and gives them something to be look forward to. So yeah, we definitely want an event back in New Zealand or Australia. Marvel Stadium can fit 60,000. Imagine Izzy headlining, Alex headlining, and then me headlining, with like all 3 of us headlining that card at Marvel Stadium. We could pack it out straight away. It would just be a sellout, and it'd be awesome to bring that first event back like that for Big Splash. So. It's definitely a movement right now. It's something I've been saying for years, but now I'm actually believing it. So that's the difference. Awesome. Thank you.